everyone, it's Sarah. A few days ago I posted this card on my blog. I call it the 3-tier card, and I call it that because it's got the 3 different sections in it. I love making these cards. They look like they'd be kind of difficult to make, but in all honesty they're super simple. So I'm going to show you how I make it. What you're going to need is you're going to need 3 different sizes of backings, and I went ahead and cut all of my backings just to save time for the video. So the first backing that you're going to need is going to be 5.5 by 4 1/4. Your second is going to be 4.5 by 3 1/4, and then your third backing piece is going to be 3.5 by 2 1/4. And don't worry, I'm going to have all the measurements on my blog because I know that with a lot of measurements sometimes comes a lot of confusion. So no worries there. So we're going to set those aside. And for the, I used Very Vanilla cardstock, and this is what you're actually going to stamp your images on. So you need 3 sizes of those as well. For the first size, you need 5 1/4 by 4, and then you need 4 1/4 by 3, and then for your final layer, you need 3 1/4 by 2. And something that I tried different on this card is I went ahead and did a solid image on the back, as to opposed on this one I did like these little swirlies right here all over. So we'll see how it turns out. I haven't done this before with the solid backing, so hopefully it turns out. And I did these 2 already, but I'm going to show you on the little piece how I did it. What I did was I took the large, and I know I'm going to murder the name, the In Frances. Sorry, that's probably not right, but the name will be on my blog. Anyway, I took this big stamp and I took the Stampin' Up! Soft Suede, and what I did was you just get your stamp good and inked. Oops, sorry, I'm shaking the camera all over. And then what I do is I take a piece of scrap paper and I get some of the ink off of the image, and the reason I do that, it's called stamping off, and I don't want the ink to be so dark that it's going to take away from the main image that I'm stamping. So then I'm just going to set that on there, take my scrap again, and give that a good rub. That should do it. Voila! And there is the stamped image, and I like it too because in some spots it's dark, others it's light, and I think it gives it a really textured look. Okay, so now it comes to assembling for the inking. You want to take temporary glue or snail or whatever you feel more comfortable using, and just put a dab on the back. And the reason why you don't want to do it heavy is because you want to make sure that you're able to get these back off. So give it a light little tap there. And you do the same thing with each layer. And try and center it the best that you can. My cards are never even. That's one of the things I like about homemade cards, is that they're not perfect. So I'm going to use the Calypso Coral. This is one of the in colors, along with the stamp set Day of Gratitude. And I love this stamp set. I've seen millions of cards made with it, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it today. I actually just got it, so I'm excited. So I'm going to take the large stamp, get it all nice and inked up in the Calypso Coral. I love Calypso Coral. And you're just going to stamp it wherever you want. Oh, I'm going to get my scrap paper here. And you see right here how there's lines right there of white. that's the look that you want, and it'll make sense later. That's where the fillings come in of the Early Espresso base that we cut. So then I'm just going to stamp it again right there. No rhyme or reason. Just, oh, that looks so nice. Love Calypso Coral. Okay, next I'm going to take the little leaf right here from this stamp set. And in this I'm using the Old Olive. And I'm just going to take and ink this up. And then just put it where I think it might look good. Right there. And let's do one right there. Ah, nice. Okay, so now you want to gently peel these back off. And you want to make sure that you don't flip them back around or your images aren't going to match when you put it back on. So make sure that you lay them so you know which way they go. So then we're just going to put sticky all on the back. Get my card backing here. Center that as close as you can. That looks good. Take my second backing, and now the second matte backing is going to go right on top of that and fill in those white spots that we had there. There we go. Then my third. And you see how my second backing covered up those little leaves right there? No worries, so you can't even tell. It's the effect of the card. And then my smallest backing, just like this. And last but definitely not least, the smallest tier, as I like to call it. Oh, that looks so nice. Love these colors together. It just reminds me of fall and bonfires and yay. So there you go. That's how you make the card. I went ahead and pre-stamped the greeting right here and out of the Day of Gratitude. It says, "Gratitude can transform common days into Thanksgivings." How cute. I went ahead and pre-stamped it in Lucky Limeade, and I used the white craft ink, and I pre-stamped it because sometimes craft ink takes a little longer to dry. So if you're going to slip this into a punch, you want to make sure that it sets for, you know, a minute or so, just so you don't get smudges when you go and punch it. And I'm using the large label punch from Stampin' Up. So I'm just going to slide that in there and center it. Just like that. And then I'm going to take my sponge and my basic black ink, and I'm just going to go around the edges lightly just to give it that extra dimension look. And this is another reason why you want to make sure that your craft ink is dry, because when your fingers are going all over it to do the edges, if that's what you decide to do, you don't want to smear it either with your fingers. So there's that. And I'm just going to take a couple of dimensionals here. Put those on there. If I can get the backings off. And I'm going to put it right there. And there you go. There's the finished card. That's what I call the 3-tier card. So I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, happy inking!